Here we are. Here we are. Here we are, boys. Here we are. Here we are, boys. Here we are. Excuse me, guys. I just something had a tickle in the back of my throat. Took care of it though. Here we are, boys. Here we are. Here we are, boys. Here we are. Here we are, boys. Here we are, back with episode 134. Back with episode 134. Come shorty boy. Anyways, guys, hey, before we get into it, guys, I have to reiterate this every stream. Every time I'm doing one of these, guys. I have to reiterate this. Anytime I'm doing one of these, guys. I don't know why I'm so like quiet. I'm so like shy all of a sudden. Oh well. Anyways, guys, I have to reiterate this every stream. Every time I'm doing one of these, guys. If at any point in the stream y'all hear me stuttering or tripping over my words, I've got a speech impediment. That's why I stutter. That's why I trip over my words. Anyways, guys, actually no. Before we get into it, guys, I've got all my music. I've got all my gaming stuff. Organized. I've got all my gaming stuff organized and all of my music stuff organized into proper playlists now. So, feel free to go check any of that stuff out. If you want. I've got all my gaming stuff organized and all of my music stuff organized on the channel into proper playlists. So, feel free to go check any of that stuff out. Also, guys, I'm still working on everything, guys, because I am a reader, writer, and storyteller at heart. So, even though I don't have anything published yet, even though I have nothing published yet, I'm still working on everything. I'm still working on the White Knight, I'm still working on the White Knight, on Ogre's 8, on the Dragon King trilogy, in the broader world of Evaluria itself, and I'm still working on Gunblade. I'm still working on a samurai and gunslinger. So yeah, guys, I'm still working on all my stories, guys. Like I said, I'm still working on the White Knight, on Ogre's 8, on the Dragon King trilogy, and the broader world of Evaluria itself, and I'm still working on the samurai and gunslinger, and on Gunblade. So, yeah, guys, I'm still working on everything. It just takes time. Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. So, yeah, guys. Also, what we talk about here. Also, guys, if y'all want to know what the channel is about, then just go read in the channel description. Yes, it is a bit long, it is a bit wordy, but it describes everything I talk about. So what do we talk about on the channel? I talk about anime, manga, comic books, history, mythology, a philosophy, etc., etc. I talk about a lot of stuff here, guys. So yeah. Like, I'm still working on everything, guys, and it does take a while to get all this stuff done. So just bear with me, and everything will be alright. So, yeah. So, what do y'all want to talk about? Because, I mean, I got plenty I could talk about. In fact, you know what, guys? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of not having a plan every time I go into these, man. Every time I go into one of these, I do not have a plan. No, guys, my gaming days are long behind me. I am a retired gamer. I do not play video games anymore. But, yeah, guys, I mean, there's just so much. I could talk about. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Like I mentioned, or like I was talking about in last night's stream, I brought up the comic book industry and how and how Marvel and DC have kind of been dead in the water for the last like 5 or 6 years. Because honestly, as far as the actual comics go, right? As far as the actual comics go, Marvel and DC have fallen off big time. Marvel and DC, as far as the comics go, are utter garbage. Are utter garbage. Especially Marvel. I mean, dear God, like some of the stuff is hate that they be making just makes me sad, dude. It honestly makes me sad because I know that they can do better. That they can do better. I know they can produce great stuff like they did originally in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I know they can do a lot. They can do a whole lot better. Like, man, just like this is just have I ever wrote a comic? Yes. I've written have I ever wrote a comic book? Technically yes and technically no. I mean, I'm currently in the middle of writing one. I'm currently in the middle of writing one. Because guys, I've written many stories. Like I said, guys, I'm working on 4 stories right now. I'm working on Hey the White Knight, of which is a of which is a one shot, a single comic book. I'm working on Ogre's 8, another single comic book. I'm working on a trilogy of books as we speak. I'm working on the Dragon King trilogy, of which is the gateway to this type of mythology I'm building. Because I'm building a mythology much like how J.R.R. Tolkien did. Because, like, okay, guys, as y'all know by this point, because I'm a storyteller, guys. I'm a reader and writer at heart. So I love the world of Middle Earth, the world of J.R.R. Tolkien. Hey, The Hobbit. Hey, The Hobbit. Hey, Lord of the Rings, and I love The Hobbit. Hey, I love The Hobbit, hey, Lord of the Rings, and the Silmarillion. What am I doing? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just panicking and all that. I need to breathe and I need to calm down. Everything's okay. Just sit your happy little ass down and breathe, my boy. Breathe. I just, sometimes, guys, I just get a little excited, you know. Sometimes, guys, I just get a little excited, a little hyper, you know. But that's alright. Yeah, but guys, I'm working on a lot of stories right now. I'm working on A The White Knight, on August 8, on the Dragon King trilogy, and the broader world of Avaloria itself, of which Avaloria is my mythology, is my history, is my creation. Because I love mythology, guys. I've studied Greek mythology for 6 years. And I've studied Norse for 2, so I know about all the gods, right? I know about Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Odin, Thor, Loki, Heimdall. I know I know about all those gods. I know about I know about all those gods and goddesses, right? And now I know more about Greek mythology than I do Norse. But I will fix that very, very soon because, guys, I've read some great books on Greek mythology. I've read some truly great books about Greek mythology. Of course I've read the classics. Of course I've read the classic books like Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Truly, truly a phenomenal books. I know it's blasphemy that I haven't done this yet. It is utter blasphemy that I haven't done this yet. I have not read the prose or poetic. I haven't read the prose Edda or the poetic Edda. I need to. I need to read those two books if I'm going to continue in my studies of Norse mythology. I know. I need to read those books, of which I will. I will, in time. I'm just very, very busy here with the writing and all that. Two stories, The White Knight and Ogre's 8, they will be out this year. I need to find a editor and a artist very, very quickly for both of them. For The White Knight and Ogre's 8. Now, The White Knight is your stereotypical superhero story. Think Batman and Spider-Man, and when you think of like a superhero story, yeah, hey, The White Knight is basically your stereotypical superhero story, and Ogre's 8 is more of your traditional fairy tale. Think Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Snow White, the story of Rapunzel. Think about think about classic fairy tales. Hey, when you think of Ogre's 8. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Hey, The White Knight is your traditional superhero story, and Ogre's 8 is your traditional fairy tale story or archetype. Except both of those stories, guys, both of those stories are going to be in a comic book or a manga format. Because honestly, I love the Japanese way of storytelling. I I've talked about this multiple times, guys, multiple times. But I like manga. I like I like I'm not sure how to word this. I like the overall product of manga better than a traditional Western comic. Because traditional Western comic books are more floppy, and Japanese comic books, aka manga, is more like a book as far as its production value goes. The only difference, well, there's a multitude of differences, right? There's a multitude of differences between comic books, a traditional American comic books, and manga. There's a bunch of differences, but the key difference, guys, the key difference is the reading order or the reading distribution, because or not American manga, American comic books rather. My mistake, guys. My mistake. Amer- American comic books, like traditional American comic books, like the big two, Marvel and DC, and that includes the independent space with comic books like Spawn, Mike, Min- I, my, Mike Mignola's. I hate my speech impediment. That includes books like Spawn, Hellboy, The Mask, all these traditional comics, right? No Gaiman's Sandman. All of these books are comic books, but they read left to right, as to as opposed to manga that reads right to left. Yeah. So I think that's right. I don't know why I'm always double checking myself. I don't know why I'm always like guessing if that's right or wrong. I guess I I I think I'm right though. I think I'm right about that. I think I'm right. I think traditional comic books read left to right and manga reads right to left. I think I think that is in the correct order. I think that is in the correct order. That is the main difference though. That is the main difference between manga and traditional comic books. Now, that's not to say that we cannot make American manga, because we can. Like, I've mentioned this company so much, I should probably get a bunch of their books and review them for you guys as well. So so Saturday AM, right? Saturday AM is a manga publishing company out here in America. I think they're based up in North Carolina somewhere, and they publish manga or or comic books in the style of manga. So yeah, basically manga. They have the Japanese influence. The comics are not colored and they are heavily inspired by traditional manga. Traditional manga like Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, etc., etc. And the art styles are good, and the stories are, I hope they're good. I haven't read any of them yet, and I'll just go ahead and list off a few of their comic books right quick. A few of Saturday AM's books right quick, if you don't mind. So Saturday AM's books, or at least a few of them, are as followed: Apple Black, Clock Striker, Hammer, Oblivion Rouge, Titanfall, and a bunch of other and a bunch of other and a bunch of other titles that I haven't read. The the main one I want to read is Apple Black. Is Apple Black. So yeah, guys, it's very very interesting, right? It is so interesting just seeing the independent scene just to be so lackluster, because the mainstream comic book industry, meaning the big two, meaning Marvel and DC, are utter trash. They are garbage as far as producing actual good comic books. Back in the day, guys, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, early 2000s, woo, 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 Marvel had it in the bag. Marvel had it in the bag. Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby. Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby. They produced some of the best comic books ever written. 1961. Fantastic Four #1 was phenomenal. Was phenomenal. I mean, Jack Kirby, man, his art phenomenal. Stanley's writing phenomenal. We had some straight golden. We had some straight golden, golden comic books, man. It was so good. It was so good, man. And I had the privilege to own some of those comic books, to own some of those classic 60s and 70s era Marvel comic books that my that my dad that my not my dad not my dad that my uncles got for me as a kid, right? I remember being 4 or 5 years old, and and my my uncle, he gave me a bunch of Marvel and DC classic comic books. Like my two favorite superheroes of all time, right? my two favorite superheroes of all time. This is the cliche answer, and I know that. I know I'm about to give y'all the cliche answer. Who's your favorite superhero? I hear y'all ask. Spider-Man and Superman, my top two favorite heroes of all time. Yes, I know it's the cliche answer, but it's the honest to God truth. Anyways, my uncle, he would buy me thousands upon millions. He would spend thousands of dollars. He would spend thousands upon millions even of dollars worth of comic books. I had some true classic. I had some true classic comic books. I had for example, I had Alan Moore's Killing Joke. Here with the Death in the Family. One of the greatest Batman stories of all time. I also had Frank Miller's He's the Dark Knight He Returns. I had Frank Miller's He's the Man Without Fear Daredevil run. I had Spider-Man No More. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I had Spider-Man No More. I had Spider-Man. I'm unbelievable. I'm tearing up just thinking about it, man. I'm tearing up just thinking about it because I actually had it. I actually had it, man. I had Spider-Man No More with the art by John Romita Sr. By John Romita Sr. I had that. I had that comic book. My uncle pulled through for me. And guys, and guys, I still I I had these comic books. I had millions upon millions of DC and Marvel comic books. My the grand the my magnum opus as far as comic books, in my opinion, the two greatest comic books I had were the Death of Superman comic, which was a phenomenal comic book. Harry Doomsday killed him. They actually killed the Man of Steel. They actually killed the Man of Tomorrow. They actually killed Superman. They actually killed Clark Kent. I had that comic book. I had that comic book. It was so good, man. I read that thing over and over and over. Anyways, guys, my most two prized possessions as far as comic books go, at least in my opinion, were the it was the death of it was the death of Superman comic and John Romita Sr.'s Spider-Man No More comic. Those two comic books were my favorite in the collection. In the collection I had. Those two comic books were my favorites as far as all the comics I had. Why don't I have them anymore? Why don't I have those thousands upon millions of comic books anymore? Well, my dear viewer, it's a rather sad and tragic and albeit stupid story. I was a dumb kid, and over the years and years, I lost them. I lost them. I was a stupid kid, and I lost them. I lost those comic books because I guarantee you, if I still had them, and if I was actually responsible and kept up with them, I guarantee you, if I still had those comic books, and if I were actually irresponsible and somehow kept them, I guarantee you I could sell them today, and they'd be worth millions upon millions of dollars. But no, sadly, my dumb lost them. I lost them. I lost those comic books. And looking back on it, yeah, I should have kept them. Yeah, I should have kept those comic books. I should have been more responsible, but I was just a kid. I was like 7, 8, 9 when I lost them. But yeah, that's my little comic book rant, guys. That's my little comic book rant for tonight. Hello, Smokey. Hello, High Chief. What's up, High Chief? How you doing? How you doing, Smokey? Welcome. Also, that's one of you. That's one of the four. We got the High Chief here. Now we need the other three. Now we need the other three. Jesus Christ, we've been doing this for 26 minutes. Man, time flies. Time flies. It truly, truly does fly. Man, that's amazing. That is utterly amazing. That is amazing, guys. Time is flying, man. Ooh. Yeah, but guys, I clearly love comic books, right? I clearly love them. Anime, manga, and comic books, and cartoons and TV shows. I love it, dude. I love it. Like, plus, here's something I mentioned in last night's stream, right? Here's something I mentioned later in last night's stream. Is that as far as the independent scene goes of comic books, there was one comic book I never got to read as a kid that I would have loved to read as a kid, and now and just recently finding out about this comic book. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ghost Rider, phenomenal. I had comic books on him. I had like probably 7, 8 comic books on him, and they were phenomenal reads. Guys, just give me a moment. I gotta deal with my nose again. I'm sorry. I am sorry, guys. I must deal with my nose right quick. Oh God. I hate dealing with my nose, but it's okay. It's okay. What's up, MC? What's up? That's 2 of you. That's 2 of you. Now we need the other 2. If anything, MC, I should be saying that. I should be saying that, man. I should be saying that, not you. I should be saying that. But yeah, man. Yeah, how you doing, bud? How you doing? That's 2 of you. That's 2 of you. Now we need the other 2. But yeah. Like, okay. So as far as the independent scene goes, right? As far as the independent comic book scene goes, there was always one comic book. There was always one. There was always one comic book I wanted to read, but couldn't read. And here recently, I found out who did the artwork for said comic book. I found out who did the artwork for said comic book. So the comic book I'm talking about is Kick-Ass. Now, Kick-Ass is a independent comic book series. As far as I know, the story's good and the art is phenomenal. And you want to know how I know the art is phenomenal? Because I just recently learned, like in the past few days, that the artist who did the art, the artist behind those comic books, the artist behind the Kick-Ass comic books was either John Romita Sr. or John Romita Jr.? Like, honestly, if that is true, guys, if either one of them, if either one of them did the art, right? If either of the Ramitas did the art for the Kick-Ass comics, then yeah, those comic books are iconic, and I understand why now. Now, I haven't personally read those comics yet, although I'm going to. If y'all want me to get them and review them on this channel, just let me know. Just let me know, guys. Just, 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 just let me know if y'all want me to get those comic books and review them if you guys on the channel. And thank you, MC. Thank you for getting that, because, man, that was annoying. That was, that was so annoying. Guys, I know, I know, I know I look ugly as sin. I know I'm ugly. I know I'm what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? I know I'm a ugly mother. You don't have to say it. I know I'm a ugly mother. I know I'm a ugly mother. And I know I sound weird, and like my voice goes from low to my my voice goes from gravelly low to sky high. I know all that, guys. There's no need to point it out. There's no need to point it out. Like, I know I'm ugly as sin. I know my voice is weird. I know the speech impediment is annoying. I got that. I got that, guys. I got that. I got all that, guys. I got all that. Like, so yeah. Where were we, guys? Where were we? Before I was so rudely interrupted. Ah, but yeah, man. Yeah, which guys, I wish guys if if I am annoying, if I am irritating, then just click off. I mean, I I'm just now. That's not to say I'm above criticism, guys. I can take criticism and I can adjust it. I can learn from it. But yes, yes. If y'all want me to, guys, if y'all want me to, I'll get the comics and review them. In fact, in in fact, guys, here very very soon, I plan on getting I plan on getting two comic book series. What's the word I'm looking for? I plan on getting two comic book series. Um, when when one at a time, or at the same time, and both are by Robert Kirkman, because I will never understand this. I will never understand this. I will never understand how Robert Kirkman did it. He is a pure genius. He is a madman. He is insane for what he did. Robert Kirkman made two of the best selling comic books of all time. Robert Kirkman made two of the best, okay, Robert Kirkman made two of the best selling comic books of all time. And both And both of those comic books, both of those best-selling comic books, he made into multi-million-dollar TV shows. Well, what are the comic books in question? The Walking Dead and Invincible. The Walking Dead and Invincible. I've read the original Walking Dead comics, although I need to buy them again and reread them because they were so good. They were so good, man. And a certain character's death, I will not mention it here, but a certain character's death in those comics, oh, that had me in tears, man. A certain character dies in the Dead comics, and it had me in tears. Speaking of tears, Speaking of tears, guys, I still need to review this for you guys. I still need to review this for you guys. Because I got this. I got this book here. I got this book for my birthday this past year, which was actually last month. Now that I think about it, I got this. I got this last month on my birthday, on Christmas Eve of last year. I got this, and this had me in tears by the first two pages. All I had to do was read the first two pages of this, and this drove me to tears within the first two pages. So I will be reviewing this very, very soon on the channel because, de- because dear God, this manga, this comic book, this manga here by Inio Asano, his art is phenomenal. Truly, truly great, and the story is so sad and so relatable. If you are my age, if you are in your late teens, I I would say anyone from the age of 18. I would say anyone from the ages of 18 to 24 needs to read this because this is about a young girl who's fresh out of college and she's trying to figure out what to do with her life. It's a very, very emotional story, guys. It is a very, very emotional story, and it's a very, very good story at that. It is a very, very good story at that. What is this book's name? What is this book's name? This book is Solanin by Inio Sano. Hang on, guys. So this book is Solanin by Inio Sano. I'm not sure if y'all can see that very well, but yeah. So this book is just, dude, this book drove me to tears, man. This drove me to tears, and the art, don't even get me started, guys. Don't even get me started on the art of this book, because oh my days, oh my lord. Oh my god, the art is phenomenal. The art of this book, man. The art of this book of Solanin, the art of that book is truly, truly great, man. Like, go read it if you haven't, guys. Go read it if you haven't. Like I said, ages. If you are, if if you are 18 to 24, read that book. If you are a young adult, if you are a young adult or a senior in high school or if you are in your college years, read that book. Or if you are fresh out of college, read that book. Okay, basically, what am I trying to say? if you are a young adult, ages 18 to 24, or even 25, I'll say that. If you are ages 18 to 25, read that book because that book is utterly phenomenal. The artwork, the story, everything Inuyasano does is phenomenal. Is phenomenal, man. Like truly, I enjoyed reading that. I enjoyed reading that book. Like that book just oh my god. Oh my god. Like that book, dude. Oh, that book is glorious. Anyways, guys, so yeah. If if y'all want me to get if y'all want me to get the Invincible comic books or the Walking Dead comic books, hey, then just let me know. Sorry about that, guys. I'm still a bit under the weather and all that. But yeah, if y'all want me to get the Walking Dead comic books, or the Invincible comic books, or even the Kick-Ass comic books with the art, either by John Romita Sr. or John Romita Jr., then just let me know and I will review those for you guys on the channel. Because guys, if it wasn't clear enough already, I utterly love comic books. I bloody love comic books and manga and anime and all that, and TV shows and movies and just the entertainment industry in general. Granted, guys, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot wrong here. I think there's a lot of bad stuff, right? I think there's a lot wrong here with the entertainment industry in the current day and age. I believe there's a lot of work to be done. I believe there's a lot of fixing to be done in the entertainment industry, especially with Disney and Warner Brothers, because Disney were the kings, right? Disney was the king, was the utter king of entertainment back in the day. Back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they were the kings of animation. We had films like Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, etc., etc., or 101 Dalmatians. We had hit after hit after hit. And then we had the Disney Renaissance period. And then we had the Disney Renaissance period, hey, with films like Aladdin, hey, The Lion King, Mulan, etc., etc. Like, Disney back in the day, man, back in the day, Disney just could not miss. Man, they couldn't miss. They couldn't have a bad film back in the day. Back in the day, Disney was on top. But then came the other animation studios like Pixar and DreamWorks. I mean, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. I believe, and please, please, I implore you guys. Correct me if I am wrong. Correct me if I am wrong. We got three. We got three. We got three. All we missing is one more. All we missing is one more. Anyways, guys, so back to what I was talking about. Yes, what's up, Hawk? How you doing? But back, but back, but back to what I was talking about, guys. And correct me on this if I am wrong. Please do. Please correct me if I am wrong. I believe Pixar made the first full-fledged CGI film with the original Toy Story. Please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Because I believe Toy Story is the first full-fledged CGI animated film. I could be wrong about that, guys. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Disney back in the day, man. Disney back in the day. So, Disney back in the day, they had hit after hit after hit. Also, I'm right about Toy Story. Good. That's good. Okay, I'm right about that. So let's move on. Yes, it was the first 3D animated film. That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. But yeah, guys, Disney back in the day, man. Disney back in the day couldn't miss. Nowadays, current Disney, garbage. Hate it. Man, Toy Story was freaking great. It was phenomenal. It was utterly a phenomenal, man. It was so good. I freaking loved Buzz and Woody and Slinky and Rex. Plus, plus Dark Laser with, his connection with Buzz and all that. No, Buzz, I am your father. Making or making a reference to Star Wars with Luke and Vader. That's cool. That's a phenomenal, man. Like I truly. Why am I thinking of? I know why. I know why I said Dark Laser instead of Zerg, because I I can, I cannot believe I got the two mixed up. I said Dark Laser when I actually meant Zerg, because Dark Laser is in the Very Odd Parents, and he's also a Darth Vader-esque character that they did over on Nickelodeon. Dear God, I am so stupid. I got the two mixed up, guys. I got the two mixed up. I was thinking about Zerg, hey, but I said Dark Laser, because I must have been thinking about the Very Odd Parents instead of Toy Story. Like, man, like, that's just, wow. That's alright, though, that's alright. But, yeah, guys, so that's a neat little reference to Star Wars with Zerg and Buzz and all that. So, yeah. And of course, we cannot, and then we can't forget about the sequels to Toy Story, with Toy Story 2 and 3. In my opinion, guys, and this is just my personal opinion, guys, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, that's the end of Toy Story. Toy Story 4 does not exist. Toy Story 4 is not real. It's all a hallucination. I do not consider Toy Story 4 an actual film. Just like I do not consider Kung Fu Panda 4 an actual film. Why do they have to ruin trilogies? I do not understand that. Toy Story was a good trilogy. It wasn't a perfect trilogy, but it was a good trilogy. Toy Story, well, it was a good trilogy. There was no need for the fourth film. There was no need for the fourth film. Same here with Kung Fu Panda. Now, Kung Fu Panda, I dare say, is a good, well, it's not a good trilogy, it's a phenomenal, it's a great trilogy. There's no need for Toy Story 4 or Kung Fu Panda 4. Both of those series were fine as trilogies. They were even better than fine being trilogies. What about the Cars films? What about the Cars films? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Cars. Cars was also a good, decent trilogy, but honestly, I I prefer I prefer the Toy Story trilogy over the Cars trilogy. Well, okay, not okay. Now the now my original point though, my original point is this, guys. Is this. There was no need for Toy Story 4, just like there was no need for Kung Fu Panda 4. Pointless. Utterly pointless films and an utter waste of cash. And an utter waste of money. God forbid. God forbid. Well, I don't think they'll actually do it. I don't think they'll make a How to Train Your Dragon 4. I do know that they did a holiday special for the How to Train Your Dragon films, but personally, me, that is my favorite trilogy done by DreamWorks. In fact, I would say it's my those films are my favorite films done by DreamWorks. As far as DreamWorks go, my top two films are probably the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Screw you, I cannot choose between those three films. I cannot and will not choose between those three films, and you can't make me. So I'm considering the entire trilogy as one film. Screw you, you cannot make me choose. Anyways, anyways, so sorry, I got a bit heated there. I got a bit aggressive there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got a bit aggressive there. But either way, the greatest thing, okay, it's a toss up. It's a toss up, right? It is a toss up in my opinion. What is the greatest thing that DreamWorks has ever produced? In my opinion, it is a toss up between the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy and the Prince of Egypt. Like, okay, okay. So it's either a toss up between the Prince of Egypt film. It's a toss up between Prince of Egypt and the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy as far as the greatest thing that DreamWorks has ever produced. Now, some people like the Kung Fu Panda trilogy more than more than the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, and I understand that. But personally, for me, I prefer dragons to pandas. I'm not sure about y'all, but I prefer dragons to pandas. So, the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, in my opinion, is better. But yeah, okay. The the best movie trilogy is the Captain America movies. I will grant you this, MC. I'll grant you this. Captain America, hey, The First Adventure, hey, The Winter Soldier, and Civil War are all great films, and Captain America does have a good trilogy. Does have a good trilogy. But as far as it being the as far as it be, being the best trilogy, I don't know. I don't know because there's a lot of trilogies out there for that title. Like I mentioned earlier, you get the Kung Fu Panda trilogy and the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy are definitely up there. Also, yes, Back to the Future is also another great trilogy. Also, we cannot talk about film trilogies hey without bringing up Lord of the Rings. Hey, without bringing up hey the Lord of the Rings, hey the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Hey, the Fellowship of the Ring, hey, the Two Towers, and Return of the King. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema is the not the How to Train Your Dragon films. Well, yes, they are absolute cinema as well. But what is absolute cinema? Hey, the Lord of the Rings films. Hey, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is absolute peak cinema in my opinion. The Raimi trilogy, yeah, it's good. It's good. The Godfather, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, The Godfather and the Raimi trilogy is also great. But yeah, guys, a lot of good films here. A lot of good films. But yeah, guys, like, I mean, as far as animation goes, there's just too much here to talk about. There's just too much here to talk about as far as film trilogies go. Toby's Spider-Man is good. Toby's Spider-Man is good. But in my opinion, guys, and yes, I know, I'm probably gonna get criticized here for this. Oh well. The Amazing Spider-Man films are, well, okay. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is my personal favorite Spider-Man. However, guys, however, however, and I quote, and quote, and y'all can quote me on this. Yeah, and y'all can quote me on this. The only good Spider-Man film is the first film he did. Is the first Amazing Spider-Man film. The second one, utter garbage. The only Amazing Spider-Man film that is actually good was the first one. That was the only Spider-Man film of which I think it's still a shame. I think it is still a shame that Andrew did not get his third film. I think it is still a shame that Andrew did not get his third film. But out of all the Spider-Mans, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, I I think I think Andrew Garfield had the perfect Spider-Man. Here's a thought. Here's a thought on that. Staying here with the same topic, guys. Staying here with the Spider-Man topic for just a moment. Here's a thought. Here's a thought, guys. Here's a thought. So Tobey Maguire is not a good. Well, he's a good Spider-Man. Toby is a good Spider-Man, is a decent Spider-Man. Toby is a good Spider-Man. Do not get me wrong, guys. But he's a better Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire makes a better Peter Parker than he does Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield makes a better Spider-Man than he does Peter Parker. So what am I trying to say here, guys? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that Tobey Maguire is not Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man, but he's not Peter Parker. I could believe Toby's Spider-Man. No, 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 no. I'm saying this wrong, guys. I'm saying this wrong, and it makes me angry. Okay, what am I trying to say here, guys? I can believe Toby. I can believe Toby Maguire's Peter. I believe that Toby Maguire is more Peter Parker than he is Spider-Man, and I believe Andrew Garfield is more Spider-Man than he is Peter Parker. I believe Toby Maguire's Spider-Man. Oh, why? Why am I getting confused? I believe Toby Maguire's Peter Parker. I believe Toby Maguire's Peter Parker more than I believe Toby Maguire's Spider-Man. I believe Andrew Garfield is more Spider-Man than he is Peter Parker. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. I believe Tobey Maguire is Peter Parker rather than Spider-Man. I believe Andrew Garfield is more Spider-Man than he is Peter Parker. Because if you've actually read the comics, right? If you actually read the comics, and because guys, if you've actually read in the comics, then you would know that Peter, he starts out as this nerdy, awkward kid, and Toby nailed that. Toby nailed that awkward, nerdy. Uh, he nailed that awkward, nerdy, geeky kid that Peter was. But Andrew, on the other hand, Andrew Garfield nailed the Andrew Garfield nailed the confident, quippy, smarky. He Andrew Garfield nailed the quippy, smartass type of character that Peter grew into, that Peter evolved into. So Andrew Garfield nailed Spider-Man and the more immature Peter Parker, and Toby nailed the more geeky, awkward, and just overall nerdy Peter that he started out as. No, it's fine. It's fine, MC. It's fine. Hey, because we have hit that hour mark, guys. Hey, we have hit the hour mark. So it's fine. If you gotta go, then go ahead and go. But yeah, guys. But now with Tom Holland, I say we have the perfect mix between the two. But yeah, guys, like I said a few seconds ago, guys, hey, we have hit the hour mark. Hey, we have hit that hour mark. And with that, guys, and with that being said, guys, hey, we have hit the hour mark. And with that, y'all know what to do. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Toby had organic webbing rather than the web shooters, of which was a interesting change. Of which was a interesting change. Anyways, guys, hey, we have hit the hour mark. Hey, we have hit that hour mark, guys. And with that being said, hey, we have hit the hour mark, and y'all know what to do. And y'all know what to do. God, why can't I do the outro properly? For sake, why can't I do the outro properly? Ah. Anyways, guys, hey, we have hit the hour mark. And with that, y'all know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Turn on all post notifications. So that way you never miss a video. And you'll be notified whenever I upload. And with that, guys, I am outie. I love you guys. And thank you guys. Why can't I do the Man, this utterly sucks. I hate this. I can't do the... You know what? I should just keep going at this point because I can't do the outro properly. I should just keep it going. I should just keep it going because I can't do the outro properly because of my speech impediment. Because I'm that's all, folks. That's all, folks. That's all, folks. You know, Porky Pig and all that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, guys. Okay, let's try this one more time. We'll just consider. Hey, we'll just consider all that. We will just consider all of that the outtakes and the bloopers of the stream. So, we have hit the hour mark. So here we have hit the hour mark, and with that, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, turn on all post notifications. So that way you never miss a video, and you'll be notified whenever I upload. And with that, guys, I am outie. I love you guys, and thank you guys.